Hi everyone, this is Sam for Booredatwork.com, and today we're looking at the Microsoft Surface Pro 3. Now, the Surface Pro 3 is, Microsoft's latest and greatest productivity tablet. That's, to me, the best way to describe this, because it can be anything you need it to be. Right now, we're seeing just the device itself with no accessories whatsoever. It does have a pen, it does have a pen accessory which you can buy separately, as well as a type cover which you can buy separately. Now, let's go ahead and look at the device itself. Now, this device isn't out yet, but you've seen a lot of reviews out there. I guess a lot of users or a lot of reviewers have had this device since its announcement, because we got it at the Microsoft announcement, and we've been using it for about a month now. Well, let me give you my particular take on this after a full month of using this. And right off the bat, I'm going to say what stands out about this device is its form factor, its different form factors, or should I say its different use cases, and also its lightness. It's pretty light. Its weight plays a big part in why this device is so amazing, in my opinion. Now, right off the bat, I normally carry, for my regular 9 to 5, I carry a Samsung Series 9 in my work bag, and I lug that, back and forth, right? The Series 9 is not it's not a cumbersome or a weighty laptop. It's pretty light, it's pretty low profile. However, replacing that laptop with this actually gave me, it was significantly lighter. Actually, impacted how easy it was for me to carry my work bag back and forth, and made it a lot easier for me to to travel as well. Now, this device, as you can see, is a Windows 8.1 device. It's it's touch, as you would expect from any tablet. But for the Microsoft, it does have a desktop mode, which we can see here. Now, this is our desktop mode. You can perform any function that you would on a regular Windows 8.1 desktop or laptop on this device. That's very important. Unlike any other device out there, any other tablet out there, this is a full-blown, or I shouldn't say unlike any other. There are people who make Windows tablets, but this is particular to the Windows tablet in that it basically has your full-blown desktop and your full-blown Metro side, because this is a Pro device. It is using a Core i5 on this particular configuration. We have a Core i5, 8 gigs of RAM, 256 8 gigs of RAM, 256 storage in here. So this will function as a laptop. It also has an integrated Intel graphics here, so we can do some pretty light gaming on here. So you would feel at home using a device like this, because you're already familiar with Microsoft's Windows 8.1. Now, what stands out to me the most about the device is the fact that I can use it in this way. I can take it as a tablet and just walk around. I can use this and get productivity out of this anyway, right? But where it shines is when you basically realize that we moved Microsoft has moved the Windows logo from the bottom here, what used to be the bottom here, and now has changed your orientation. So now you have more of a portrait kind of configuration to it, orientation to it. I'm gonna put that standing so we can flip real quick. See how that was pretty fast. That's because that i5 and the 6 gigs of RAM or the 8 gigs of RAM you have in there. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna launch OneNote. I'm going to use the pen just to show you. I was already doodling with the pen before, but let me do this. I'm going to use the pen just to show you how how responsive this is. So this is a new page, and I'm just going to go ahead and go and write. Let's see, Sam. I'm doing some pretty good stuff for writing upside down. Look at that, I was actually able to write. Now let's do something else. I'm gonna put my palm on here and try to write on this as well. I'll draw a line here. Oh, wow, it does work. And this is what's really amazing about this. What Microsoft has done is basically said, as a tablet alone, this device should enable you to basically take really quick notes. So imagine yourself in a work environment or at church or, you know, with friends, and you just want to sketch something out or you want to take down a note. That OneNote functionality with this pen accessory really lends itself to quick note taking, and I'm really impressed with it. Now, another thing you can do with this is, I want to open up the Sudoku app, which is where I find myself using the pen most often, right? And I'm just going to go ahead and say, all right, I want to fill in one of these blocks. I'm just going to say, okay, this is a 1, recognizes that right away. This is a 2, this is a 5, this is a 3, and maybe I want to do a 6. Oh, that was an 8 because I write my 6 really weird, but let's do this again. This is a 6. Now this would be a 9. I'm going to confuse, oh no, that's upside down, so this is going to be a 9. And let's say a 4, which I have to kind of learn because the 4 is not as intuitive here. So I'm going to try not to take the pen off of here. So the 4 is going to be something like 1, 2, 3. Wow, recognizes it right off the bat. That's what's amazing about this device. The handwriting recognition is really, really amazing. When combining that, your OneNote, when it comes to taking clips of paper, of news articles and whatnot, you are going to find that this becomes almost invaluable. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to basically show you what actually just ups it for me, which is really what's amazing about this device. You get the type cover. It's magnetic, it snaps in there, orientation changes, opens it up, arch the keyboard, and bam, I have a laptop. And that to me is really useful because now this is a full-blown Windows 8.1 laptop. I use this to basically to log into my work PC and do work, just like that. And when I'm done doing work, I can leave the stand up, take the touch cover out, and I can watch a movie. Now, I know this sounds like a Microsoft infomercial, but for me, this really kind of stood out because I have always wanted a laptop that was truly mobile, that was truly designed to basically fit work and life, just like my desktop. I use my desktop for gaming, and I use my desktop to connect to work, and I use it for real productivity. I can use almost every program I have on my desktop on here. I have Excel, I have Access, I have Word, so I can actually, create my reports, vet them, and send them off for work. Even without connecting to work, I can connect this to a display via the display port connection over here. Make sure I put that underneath so you can see that. And use this as basically just a thin, a very low profile all-in-one machine, which I can turn the screen off, connect it to a screen. I can turn this device screen off, connect it to an adjacent screen, and use that instead. Now, Microsoft has really done a great job also is like slimming down this device. This is actually the thinness of the original Surface, not the Surface Pro, but the original Surface. So this is thinner than the last iteration of the Surface Pro. Now, power-wise, it's about the same of the last Surface Pro. We have an i5, like I mentioned, 8 gigs of RAM, and about 256 of memory here. But now we can go up to an i7. There is a version of this that's going to have an i7, but that is going to cost you quite more. Now, the iteration we have here, or should I say the configuration specification we have here is basically going to start you out just for the screen alone at $13.99. I mean, at $12.99, so about $1,300. The type cover is going to cost you about $150. And then you have the pen, which is going to run about $50. So all in all, is a $1,500 investment. Now, I initially thought that this was a big investment, was too much of an investment. Now, thinking of what I had to do before I actually got my hands on this device, I realized that I was already spending as much. I had a Samsung Series 9 with about, I believe I had about 32 gigs of RAM on there, an i7 processor, a pretty nice integrated graphics chip in there, and I had a 256 SSD in there, or was that a 512 SSD in there? Right off the bat, that's already going to cost me close to $2,000. Then for my entertainment, or when I'm not, if I'm traveling, I don't want to use, I want to conserve my battery life and not use my laptop, because my laptop was somewhat wider than the tray on a flight, so I couldn't really use my laptop or as comfortably as I would sitting down at the desk. So I would pull out my 7-inch Nexus 7, which ran me at about $259.99. And if that's not enough, because I don't want to use too much battery life on my Nexus 7 if I'm making a long trip, I then had my Kindle ebook reader, which it's an ebook, so it uses less energy, and I could probably use it for my whole trip reading books, and that ran me about another $79 to about $150. So right off the bat, you can see that I'm already spending almost $1,000 more on those 3 devices than I would on just this one device that could do all that. Now, this battery life on this has been pretty great. It lasted me through a whole day. It's not going to solve the problem I mentioned of having, a long trip where you have to, recharge your device. But the cool thing about this is that you eliminate the need for having, that extra device, that extra device for just media consumption, because this is your tablet, this is your laptop. I've been traveling with this. I've been using this for work. I've been using this for play, reading comics on it, taking notes on it, just doodling on it, playing Sudoku. I'm impressed with this. I'm really, really impressed with the fact that Microsoft has been able to put this much power in this kind of form factor and deliver a laptop experience, not a desktop experience, I wouldn't go that far, but a genuine laptop experience in a tablet. And if you're looking for something to replace your current laptop, and you don't want to actually buy a tablet as well, this device fulfills all that need without you having to really break the bank when you think of what you're getting for the dollars you spent. Once again, this is Sam for Booredatwork.com. This is Windows Surface Pro 3. I'm pretty impressed with it. I like it. I think you would like it too if you got your hands on it. And this particular configuration with all the accessories you see here comes at about $1,500. The device itself is about $12.99. This isn't released yet. It should be out this Friday the 20th, so keep an eye out for it and enjoy your entertainment.